Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. Today I'm going to be discussing something of historical significance in Washington, D.C. Everybody knows that today that the Capitals and the Wizards both play in the Verizon Center, which was called MCI Center prior to that when it opened in the late 1990s. Prior to that, the Capitals and Bullets played in Capitol Center, which was located in Landover, Maryland, which has since been demolished. Well, where did the sports teams, the concerts, ice capades, and all that, where were they at prior to the Capitol Center? That's an interesting question. Well, the Washington Coliseum, which is formerly called the Uline Arena in D.C., is located at 1132, 1140, and 1146 3rd Street Northeast, D.C. It was the site of the first concert by the Beatles in the United States, which was in 1964. It is directly adjacent to the railroad tracks just north of Union Station and bounded by L&M Streets. While today it is used as a parking facility, it once hosted the Basketball Association of America's Washington Capitals, coached by Red Auerbach from 1946 to 1949, and the American Basketball Association Washington Caps from 1969 to 1970. It was also a host to many performances and athletic events of various types, including ice skating, martial arts, music, circuses, and speeches. As an arena, it held 7,000 to 9,000 people for events. It opened in 1941 and was built by Miguel, called Uncle Mike Uline, for his hockey teams. That's where the Uline name came from, called the Washington Lions of the now defunct Eastern Amateur Hockey League. He made his fortune in the ice business. First act was Sonia Henney's Hollywood Ice Review. One of the first events was a pro-America rally designed to promote U.S. entry into World War II, just weeks before Pearl Harbor. It was bought in 1959 by jewelry wholesaler Harry G. Lynn and renamed at the Washington Coliseum the next year. In 1959, Elijah Muhammad gave a speech there. Earl Lloyd, the first African-American athlete to play for the Washington Capitals in the National Basketball Association, played at Washington Coliseum on October 31st, 1950. On February 11th, 1964, the Beatles played their first concert in the United States, less than 48 hours after the band's appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. Tickets ranged from $2 to $4. There were 8,092 fans at the concert, which was opened by the Cliftons, the Caravels, and Tommy Roe. They opened with Rollover Beethoven. In 2014, Roe reflected that the marquee didn't say anything about other acts. It just said the Beatles. It was all about them, but I wasn't offended, just the way it worked. I was there to do my two songs and then to go on stage. The Beatles played for approximately 40 minutes. 1967, after a riot during a performance of Temptation, the concerts were banned there. The American Basketball Association's defending championship team, the Oakland Oaks, moved to Washington as the Caps in 1969 to 70. The Oaks were owned by entertainer Pat Boone and had captured the ABA championship for 1968-69 season. However, Boone subsequently sold the team to Earl Foreman due to poor attendance in Oakland. Foreman relocated the franchise to Washington. Hall of Famers Rick Barry and Larry Brown played for the Caps, with Brown leading the league in assists and Barry averaging 27 points per game. The team finished 44-40 and was eliminated by the Denver Rockets in the playoffs. Plagued by poor attendance, the franchise relocated again and became the Virginia Squires, following their one season in the Washington Coliseum. Interesting, on ABA had a lot of various teams. I remember there was a team called the New York Nets, which is Brooklyn Nets now, and there was Kentucky Colonels. That was another team. And from May 3rd to 5th, 1971, the building was used as a makeshift jail for up to 1,200 male and female prisoners arrested during the 1971 May Day protests against the Vietnam War. The building fell into obscurity after the opening of the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland in 1953. The building still stands today in the Mona neighborhood near Union Station, which was formerly known as Swan Poodle. It was used as a trash transfer station by Waste Management, the company that handles trash disposal for the District of Columbia. From 1994 to 2003, Waste Management applied for a demolition permit on May 9, 2003. The DC Preservation League listed the building as its most endangered places in 2003. In order to protect it from efforts to raise the building, it was added to the official protection of the DC Historic Preservation Review Board in November 2006. It was listed on the DC Register of Historic Places on May 17, 2007, so it's not going anywhere, which is good. It is a popular spot for graffiti. It is now used as an indoor parking lot. The Coliseum is owned by Doug Jamal, outdoor retailer. REI has announced that they will be developing the property into their 5th flagship store. So that's basically what's going on with the Uline Arena. I had also read somewhere that it was going to turn into a performance arts center, and here's a picture I got off the internet of the Uline Arena. I guess probably you can see it when you go on the metro, going on tracks, from the tracks. I got this information off of Wikipedia, what I could find on it, and I got a pictures here too. It's from the Washington Post a few years ago of what the Uline Arena looked like back then. This was 2010. Trying to get a good. You can see the roof of it, and you can see where there's it's a parking garage. It was a parking garage then, and you go back far enough, you can see the seats where people sat when there were performances. But the place is being saved, which is good. I'm glad to see anything of historical significance being saved, and I'd like to see more places not torn down. And that's basically what I was able to find out on the Uline Arena. And like I said, anybody wants to come forward, wants to have me interview them, let me know. I've only done one interview, and I want to get more interviews taken care of. Hard to find people that are not camera shy, and well, gonna keep working on it until I get interview number 2. And as always, thanks for watching.